fade in from black.
Woo.
Commander Sakel, our camera opens up on Commander Sakel in the conference room, awaiting three of his senior staff.
Cool. Lieutenant Commander Draaxun walks in, gives kind of a curt stop and a nod of respect. Impeccable uniform, pips all straight, one clearly metal hand, good old Starfleet, smooth surface, black lines of like same like what are they called? I always forget what they called. The lacels, like the things you click on, the same sort of black glass look about them.
Okay.
Some of the joints and stuff. Pretty, not like a chirpy demeanor, but like she's like content, smiles. Always put together, always ready to go. Very calm most of the time. Yeah, and she walks in first, I presume.
The doctor comes in slightly a bit late. He's human, short brown hair, in his uniform, which is slightly, just off kilter. It's not out of regulation in any sense, but it's just not quite aligned quite right. But he is quite happy, chirpy. A slight bounce as he walks in, and Commander, and takes his seat at the table.
Okay.
I totally forgot. So I totally forgot. I said who she was, but not what she was. So Lieutenant Commander Draaxun, pale skin, grayish, blondish, darkish brown hair, but she's got those very recognizable, really dark black pupil eyes. Definitely Betazoid, and roughly about maybe 26 or 7 years old.
Okay, Edditoo QaQ'n. He is a Klingon Bajoran. Bajoran ridges on the nose, Klingon ridges on the forehead. His hair is tied back, but he's got this stray hair, or this small little clump of hair that has fallen over in front of his face, and he just keeps blowing it out of his way. His hands are kind of dirty. He's been crawling through conduits all day trying to get our ship, the ship repaired. His uniform is fairly clean, although when he walks in, he's tucking his shirt in and making himself a little more presentable as he walks in. Instead of going directly to his seat, he takes the long way around. Walked in, just observing the various objects in the room, just quickly taking a mental note, see if anything unusual sparks his attention. But he eventually meanders over to his seat and sits down. Oh, he's exhausted. He's been working 18-hour days since they got back.
Wow. Lieutenant McCott has really got you, really has the ops situation pressing, huh?
We are doing our best to get the ship up and running as quickly as possible. We never know. You never know when we're going to need it, so got to get it done.
There you go.
And so I take a note of his exhaustion to follow up later on. Because it's not healthy to be working that amount of time. So the doctor
blows the hair out of his.
We'll have some words to say. It's not now.
Okay. So as you all take your seat, and get settled, Commander Sakel addresses you. I've called you all in here because we've noticed some fluctuations in repair work on the Nomad. There appear to be some anomalous energy readings from Mr. Mercotte's observations. And I'd like you three to give a little closer look to make sure it's not something that we don't have crew fatigue or something else is going on. And I would like you all to investigate.
Can do, Commander. Can do.
Yes, sir.
So you've been working on the front lines, Lieutenant?
Yes, I have.
Oh, maybe if we could do a quick check of you. You've been working hard, so maybe we could just get some sort of clear if it could actually be some kind of exhaustion related effect.
I can do it, Commander. I can do a ship-wide communique to advise that all departments check in with Dr. Phineus Tran and his team for check-ins and physicals, if that would assist in this data retrieval and investigation.
If you deem it necessary, Commander Draaxun, then that's what we'll need to do. My reason for calling you in here is to investigate all of those possible options.
It's better to be safe than sorry. Doctor, is your sickbay prepared for a ship-wide physical?
There is always somewhat ready. There'll be extra preparations I'll need to do, of course, but I can start seeing the first people right now.
We'll divide it as such. We'll do, since Beta team is on presently, we'll start with Alpha team and we'll go to the departments. And that way you should have plenty of breaks and organization time to make sure everybody's seen efficiently and completely, but without overworking your team and your staff. As then we have another problem. Our medical staff is tired and we can't do anything about that.
Indeed, Commander.
So we'll start with, seeing as though you already have the lieutenant here, we'll start with the Alpha shift in engineering. So, Lieutenant, you'll be escorted by the doctor to sick bay, and I will do a ship-wide communique to say that the engineering team is first. We'll meet you there, and in the meantime, I will go through our systems and see if there's any other anomaly. I can't say that word out of character today. I'm too tired. Anomalies within the system.
It would be good if you could have someone accompanying you as well, Commander.
I can take Lieutenant McCoft. He's on the bridge. I was just going to use his stats, but if I can't do that, I'll have an ensign. It's fine.
Oh, okay. No, we can use Mercott.
I just like he has computer skills that I don't have.
And also keep in mind we are on the station. You're back at the space station, at the research station.
Yeah, but would it be? Yeah. Well, that's true.
So I just letting you know.
Do they have like a computer table? Will they have a computer table in the station? I assume so.
Oh yeah.
Like a computer diagnostics team.
Most certainly.
Okay. Commander, is it possible to have the station's computer diagnostics team accompany me to do a ship-wide download of the previous information that we found, as well as checking if any of that downloads in our system may have messed with our computers?
Indeed, the prospect is worth considering, but again, that is why I have you three here and are assigning you to attack this task.
Attack we shall. battle
What?
stations, everyone?
To sick bay.
Is it necessary, Doctor? There's still so much work to do, and I think I'd be more.
Lieutenant QaQ'n, that's an order
I
to sickbay.
belay that. I quite specifically would like all three of you to go investigate the problem. We will work out shifts on getting medical physicals, but I need to identify the problem first before we can start administering solutions to maximize efficiency on this station.
Commander Sakel, I'm not trying to undermine you in any sort, but this gentleman here has been underneath and within the bowels of this ship for 18 hours straight, 4 days long. If you want him to investigate, let the doctor see him first. Let him get 4 hours sleep at least, or he'd be no use to you.
Indeed. Well, with that, please, Lieutenant, take your leave,
Sir.
Doctor. Make sure the good lieutenant is taken care of. And when all three of you are available, at your soonest availability, please investigate the problem.
Yes, sir.
Can do, sir.
Thank you. You are dismissed.
I get up, and as I'm following the doctor out, and I'm saying, "How about 3 hours of sleep instead of 4?"
I have my orders just as much as you have yours, Lieutenant.
Yes, sir.
Lieutenant QaQ'n, just be glad I didn't make you have 8 hours sleep.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
No,
so you guys...
we'll set you up in. We'll take you to room. And meet me in 4 hours in sick bay. And then we'll move on together. From there.
Worst comes to worst, Lieutenant QaQ'n will set up a cot in engineering. If you want to be that close to your ship.
I already have a
Alrighty.
hammock.
I'm going to ignore that. Because that's against regulations, but we'll get back to that.
I feel it when I'm not using it.
Still. We'll have a chat about that. 100%.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Dr.
so... Oh,
yeah.
go ahead. No?
I was just going to be like, Dr. Tran, can you contact me when sickbay is ready? And I will pass out that ship-wide message.
All right. So yep, I'll go to sick bay. I'll send the lieutenant to his own quarters or to his hammock if he so desires. But I will be keeping up on checking in with McCott and others that he's actually not in Jeffrey's tubes or working.
Just like, he's in bed, right? He's still
There's a
up.
guard outside my quarters.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, Lieutenant, you are confined to cot.
Yeah, you are confined to quarters for at least 4 hours.
That's funny. Okay, so you guys all leave.
And I won't be patching into a site-to-site transport. Don't worry. I'll get you some.
I hope not.
Okay, so...
So 4 hours later, shall we just do that? Or
I was just going to say, so we fade to black, that's it. Now we play the intro music, and we fade back in. And all of the things that you guys said were going to happen, happened.
Wicked!
Yay.
And you are now all meeting up, wherever you choose, to head down to the pylon where the Nomad is attached to go investigate the ship.
I assume that we are at the transporters. Well, this is the question, because some stations are different. Some of them have transporters to transport from where they are to the ship. Others have docking bays. So are we in a docking bay or are we
So
transporters?
it's a docking pylon. You can walk onto the ship.
Right. That's just like cool. So I say that I'm there, and I believe that the doctor, Phineus, like doctor's there, the lieutenant's there, and I have my computer diagnostics team.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have. Yep, I would be arriving to wherever the XO wants me.
Yeah.
I'm reading status reports on what my engineering teams have been doing. I'm so engrossed in these status reports, I do not see where I'm going, and I bump into the commander.
Me?
Apologies, man.
It's all right. But next time you might want to put down the data pad, take a breather. You've got a big task ahead of you. All right, and I just want. Just wait. Just hold on a second. All right, we've been given a mission to investigate these anomalies within the ship. I will be, with the help of the computer diagnostic team, we're going through the digital spectrum of the ship, seeing if any of the information that we downloaded, any of the scans that we made, or those repulsor beams that we came in contact with may have disrupted the flow of information throughout the ship. Dr. Tran here is going to be running physicals.
Well, my staff will be handling most of that. I think if Lieutenant I will examine the hardware side of things.
If you wish to assist the junior lieutenant, I am perfectly happy to authorize that. Sick bay is be running physicals to see if it's a physical problem, whether we are exhausted, let's just say this. If we're not at our peak or not at our best, it appears the doctor is now going to be helping Lieutenant Edditoo QaQ'n with his engineering team to see if it's a physical problem with the ship, not its crew. From there, we're going to, I'm going to give you guys 12 hours. We will reconvene in the conference room and we will discuss our findings. Is that clear? Is that understood?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Sounds like a plan.
That it is.
Gentlemen, I'll see you later. Crew, we're headed to the computer core. Off we go.
Okay, so yeah, as you guys walk onto the ship, you still get that kind of almost ozone-y smell to the air, very pungent, kind of burns the nose a little bit. You see wires hanging out of the walls and the ceiling, as this is because it's a not critical part of the ship. It's probably going to be the last one to be repaired. So you're seeing, a couple flickering lights. You're definitely hearing a plasma torch or two going on as the engineering crew is still working on repairs, the extensive repairs needed after your last encounter. And then, so you want to head to the computer room, the main computer. And then where do you guys want to go, Edditoo and Tran?
I'm tempted to go down to engineering, but I'm also interested in checking out the whole area or the sections of the ship that were adjacent to where the repulsor beams were in contact with us. I'm not sure which one. Doctor, do you have a preference?
I suppose in engineering we could get a broader view and then narrow down our search once we have more detail.
Very well. To engineering!
All right, so you guys head off in separate directions. So we'll be doing some jump cuts. They won't be scene changes. There'll be jump cuts. And we'll start with you, Commander Draaxun, and your team.
Yep.
You arrive in the computer core. It seems to be one of the first things that repair crews started working on, and it is almost completely up and running. You see some spare parts lying on the floor around you. So when you enter the room, like it's have you ever been in a server room?
Yeah.
Okay, so very similar thing, only Star Trek style. So you walk in. There are pillars upon pillars of data cores. But again, there's some scrap pieces that are still on the floor. But for the most part, everything is repaired. It's just not polished.
Okay. So, is there like a head of this computer diagnostics team?
Most certainly.
Who would that be?
Who would you like it to be?
Because this is
This is a
I
support.
wasn't prepared for
This is
this.
now a support character.
I would like it to be.
Marlon Wayans.
That would be pretty funny. Not gonna lie.
There's so many races in Star Trek. It's like I can't narrow it down.
Well, first So they're computer type. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like probably. This is the thing. As a DM, I have like weeks to prepare characters, and now I don't. I am like on the spot. Yeah. So I would say probably quite a younger person.
Okay. Yeah. That'll be so. Support characters can't be any higher than lieutenant. Yeah, it'll be a younger person. So the things we need to do is we need to assign the attributes. 10-9-9-8-8-7. I would say.
Like I would like to wait. Can you say those values again, please?
Nice. No, not binars. 10, 9, 9, 8, 8, 7. And if you
so I would put.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Is it possible for you to open up a sheet for me? Because I can do that right for you right now, and it'll take me like 2 minutes. Not even.
Yes, I should be able to do that. If I can. Yeah. So, add a character. I'll put it in. Oh my goodness. There we go.
the administration work of DMing. Don't you love it?
It's a pain in the butt. This is why I do it the day before.
So, presently named Egup Slull. By all means, you feel free to change that, and you should be able to edit it in your journal now.
Wicked. And in reason. I want a 9 in control. I always forget what values do. Attributes do.
Attributes are
daring.
Yeah. So your
No, like as in like which one is what will apply because I haven't looked at that.
Control is your ability to do something under pressure more often. That's the majority. Reason is your ability to do it without pressure. Daring is your cojones. Presence is your charisma. Insight is your intuition. And fitness is, well, it's fitness.
Okay.
So I think control and reason would be best for computer.
Yeah, I've got that with like the last couple of values. What is the number for the disciplines?
The discipline numbers are 4, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1.
Computers would be engineering mainly, I guess.
Yep.
I guess science next.
Yeah, I just did it.
Okay, cool.
Yep. I'm already gonna put computers in there as as one of the focuses. We gotta pick 2 more.
Diagnostics.
Yeah. Does that count, or is that counting
Yep.
computers?
No, that's definitely that can be applied separately.
Lots of different ways. Yeah.
Computers, diagnostics, and I want my brain wants to go like problem solving as a focus. Like this guy does puzzles for a living. Like when he has free time.
Yeah, I was thinking. He likes to play. What's that game? The Vulcan game that.
Calto.
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 Oh, there we go. Okay,
So like problem solving, puzzles, or whatever.
So let's make him Vulcan then.
Cool.
Cool.
Oh. That makes so much sense because his presence, which is his charisma, is 7.
Yep.
He's a rock.
Wait, so Kaltar, yeah, okay.
He's got the charm of a rock.
Yeah.
And.
But ironically, the Rock has more charm.
Yeah.
And then how about Tavel as a name? Is that good?
Sounds like a plan.
That works.
All right. Hopefully that's not. Well, it doesn't matter if he or she. It's a they, and the character is a they. So that'll work. All right, we have a character. Ta-da! Just like that. Folks.
I think their sheet's done. I think I did it right.
Yep.
Wait.
It's done. It's there.
Lieutenant Tavel.
Yes, Commander.
I believe that we should start with either a level 3 or level 2 diagnostic. Is up to you. As we have already done automated tests and there seems to be an anomaly. We are just trying to... sorry, I'm running on 4 hours sleep. I believe we should run either a level 2 or 3 diagnostic, as the ship-wide automated tests haven't been able to narrow down exactly what the problem is. With such an invasive test as those two, either one of those, we should be able to either rule out a computer problem or a computer fault, or stumble across something or come across something that may be the cause of these anomalies.
Indeed, Commander. I would need, I think, level 3 diagnostic. Is it? I forget. Do the diagnostic numbers go up or down? The higher they are.
So a level 5 is an automated test. Level 1 is taking the system out of service,
Cool.
full shutdown, manual inspection.
Okay, so.
So level 2 or 3 is like the system is out of service, limited. Yeah.
So okay, so.
So like
Commander.
for example,
Oh no, I'm tracking. I just needed that quick reminder.
Cool.
Commander, I would need your access codes to initiate a level 2 diagnostic, and I do believe that is what is best served here.
That I can authorize, Lieutenant.
Okay, so that's going to mean you're going to need to access the terminal, and we will make that a task.
Great. This could blow up in my face. Because my engineering is a 1.
Yeah, this is going to be a reason. Oh, wow, yeah. So unless you can argue another attribute, this is going to be reason engineering.
Well, see, they're command codes, I believe. I'm only entering them into the system to shut it down, so I would argue it's a command role.
Okay.
Like a command, like a present security role. Because they're command codes.
I wouldn't say presence. I could see security.
It would be, for me, it would either be reason or control.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll reason.
Okay, reason command or reason security?
You made a pretty good argument for command.
Cool. 2 dice.
Yep.
Does Starfleet protocol focus apply?
I'll give it to you.
Whack it!
Because I am a generous god. I mean GM.
Okay.
You are basically more powerful than Q.
Don't tell Q. All right, so you have 3 successes on, and this was a difficulty 0 task. This is something you do in your sleep. So you have 3 momentum to work with.
Mm-hmm.
How would you like to use said momentum?
I would like to bank them.
Okay.
Because I only just let Tavel into the system. It is Tavel's turn
Okay.
to scurry through and see what he can find.
Okay. So he logs onto the terminal. You access the computer and authorize it just fine. You see his hands start flying over the keyboard, over the console, flying across. You're seeing stuff on the screen in front of him fly up and down. He's moving really fast to where you're having trouble keeping up, but he doesn't even appear to be looking at the screen. He is just doing it, like he is just flying at it, and he looks up at you, Commander. The diagnostic has been initiated. We should have results shortly. And with that, we will jump cut to Lieutenant Edditoo and Dr. Tran. If Lieutenant Edditoo is back.
Well, there was one thing that I would like to do after that, if that's okay.
Okay.
It was just be like, Tavel, it is clear that you have this under control. I have a couple of people I need to speak to. Is it possible to leave you to it and for you to message me when the results are in?
Indeed, Commander.
Carry on then. And I turn and I leave.
All right. Okay, so now we jump cut to Edditoo and Tran.
Yep.
So I will be following the lead of Edditoo on this case because I'm not particularly familiar with the engineering side of the ship, since I am either in my sick bay or
All right.
On the bridge.
So I'm gonna go ahead and approach the diagnostic console and start running a more vigorous diagnostic of the entire ship.
Okay.
Doctor, while we're initiating this, why don't you observe the engineers working here, see if there's anything that you notice medically that might help explain what is going on. Maybe you might notice something because
I'll just nod and turn my attention to whomever I can see, and I'll just wander past and cast my medical eye over.
Okay. So yeah, we're in engineering, and it looks to be pretty well in shape. Edditoo, this was priority 2, so it's in pretty good shape. Again, parts on the floor. There are still some panels open, just to give an idea of seeing. As far as where you guys are at, there are definitely engineering crew working all around. So, Dr. Tran, you're going around to kind of check on them, tricorder, or are you just checking on them observationally?
I'm gonna. No, I bet. I will do an observation, I think.
Okay.
To just how they comporting themselves. Do they look tired? Are they just a bit sluggish? All that kind of observation.
Okay. So Edditoo, we're gonna do. So you're initiating the diagnostic.
yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna say that's reason and engineering. Difficulty 0 task. I'm gonna bring your complication down. You have computers, so that'll play as a focus.
Okay.
And yeah, all yours. Roll away. Oh my goodness.
Yikes.
Should have used some threat. So you're able to start the diagnostic without a problem, and it's gonna take a minute or two to run. Not as long as it will in the computer core, but it'll take a little bit. So we'll pan over to the good doctor, for an observation check. Oh, what did you want to do with that momentum? Sorry, did you want to try and did you want to ask more information or?
Well, until the diagnostic results get back, there's really nothing more to do.
Okay.
But I wanted something.
Oh, sorry. Oh, we lost your mic. Uh-oh. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. We lost Dr. Tran.
And I can hear... Jim, I can hear you. I can hear everybody.
Okay, let me refresh real quick. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Best.
Okay, reconnect, because I can hear Jim now.
Okay. Oh, alright, so it's not me.
Mm-mm. I can hear everybody.
Huh. That's odd.
I hear
No,
him.
Okay, there we go. Alright. So.
You got to reconnect, sorry.
That's alright.
No, everybody's got I just heard him.
Yeah, everybody's here.
Yeah, I don't think he said he heard you, though.
Oh, I heard Jim.
Oh, you... Okay, cool.
Alright, so... Mike, what did you want to do?
Well, I wanted to run a more comprehensive diagnostic than a quick one, but that's okay. Well, we
Okay,
can just bank
so I'll give you this. If you want to use that momentum, you could use it to make a higher level diagnostic, a more thorough diagnostic, but a couple shortcuts to make it happen quicker.
Okay, so how many momentum is it going to cost me to go like elbow deep into it?
Yeah.
I mean, like to get as thorough as possible.
Well, it won't take you any more momentum, but it'll take time.
Can I make a suggestion? Wait, are we allowed to make suggestions if we're not in the scene?
You have comm badge.
Okay.
But yeah, if not, like if it wouldn't make sense, like if you didn't hear or know what he was doing.
Oh, it was more like, can Jessica make a suggestion to Mike?
that is
Out of
allowed.
character suggestion.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you do a simple diagnostic first to see what the computer and like what your engineering equipment can pick up, and then if that doesn't bring up anything, or then do a further, deeper diagnostic. But if it does bring up something, then you know there's a place for you to go and to start, and you can begin there with your deeper diagnostic. If you start with the simple one first, you might either get a pinpoint or nothing. So it's worth doing just to see.
But Jim had also offered going a little more comprehensive, but using a shortcut to cut time, right?
Mm-hmm. With the momentum spend.
And it's only one momentum?
Yep, just one momentum.
Because we can only bank, what, 5?
You
Six.
you bank 6 tops.
Oh, 6 is the max.
Right.
I'll go ahead and do the momentum spin, though, just to be a little more comprehensive, though.
Okay. All right.
So bank the other 2.
Okay. Other 2? Homie, you only got 1.
Oh. Why did I think? Never mind.
Because you were seeing Jessica's?
Maybe that's what it was.
Okay, so Dr. Tran, or did you want to do anything narrative there, Mike?
Just running a diagnostic.
Okay. I'm trying to leave it. I've been cutting you guys off, so I kind of don't want to. I'm leaving it open now.
I'm gonna sing a song. Diagnostics.
Okay, so Dr. Tran, you're just doing an observational. That's gonna be let's do. Well, there you go. Insight medicine, God, I love
Uh,
having a GM.
yeah.
And this will be a difficulty 0 task as well.
With the diagnosis as a focus work.
I'll give it to you.
All right.
See,
Yes.
if we were playing Dungeons and Dragons, I'd be able to help you as a DM as a player. Not this game.
Okay, let's see what I'll get 2.
There we go. Okay. So yeah, as you're looking around, everybody seems to be in fairly healthy order. Nothing. You're not seeing like droopy eyes or anything like that. Nothing sticks out to you at all. As you go to turn back to Lieutenant Edditoo, you notice like a little flash out of the corner of your left eye. And it's not. It didn't look like the normal LCARs or anything. A normal light or even a plasma torch. It was very peculiar.
I will do some pull out my tricord and do like a scan for anomalous energy readings.
Okay. So, what did you want to do with your 2 momentum?
I will actually for the momentum I will like spend 1.
Okay.
I want to like see if I can get any more information about like if I recognize the type of energy it might have been or if it was.
So, yeah, it was nothing. Okay, so and you're gonna bank the other one.
Yeah, I'll bank the other one.
Okay. So it's nothing that you would be able to identify just from the light. It kind of reminded you of how a star looks when it goes nova, and you finally see it with the naked eye when that happens. Like it goes real bright for a little bit and then goes out.
So was this near where the engineers were working, or is it like coming from a computer console?
So you actually saw it. You saw it up by a panel, an open panel that nobody seemed to be around at the time. Like there was nobody there. Like, and that's what really caught your eye. What made you turn was that nobody was over there, and there was a something flash.
All right. Well, then I will spend. I will scan for those energy readings then.
Okay. So you tricorder and aim it about where you saw it.
Yeah. I will. Yep.
Okay.
I will actually spend the momentum that presuming this is what difficulty is this? Sorry.
So actually, I'm going to give this one to you. So you scan. So you're able to scan it. And unless you want to do something tricky.
At the moment, I just need to know like what it is. But
okay. So you pull out your tricorder and really nothing sticks out. Like it looks on the tricorder reading, it would look like an access panel that's open that is being repaired. Nothing out of the ordinary.
okay, I will. Do I get any like? I want to like see if I can find any kind of residue or residual readings from something that might have been there.
Okay, so you, yeah. So again, your scan, your tricorder scan, it picked up nothing out of the ordinary. To include like, as repeat, like that's your normal train of thought is all right. Scan. Oh, there's nothing there. Oh, I'll check residuals. Nothing there. Like there's absolutely nothing out of the norm that the tricorder's picking up.
What I'm gonna do about that? What system was that, Dwayne? I'm gonna go over and have a look at the console that was open and see if I can identify what system it was. It's connected with.
So a quick look at it. It's the neutrino gradient coil terminal, and I mean it's nobody's been working on it for a little while, but that would be the terminal that would access, or at least that's the last thing the person using that terminal was working on.
Yeah. So what? That's connected with the like APS or warp core, or what would that be?
I mean, eventually it all goes to the warp core. I mean, all things come from the warp core, and um, so yeah, it would be. It runs parallel to EPS conduits. The connection is to a certain system on the ship, or in the engine. Um, where the gradient coil is, like that's a part of the warp engine.
Okay, I will try and expand that search to see if I can identify any other system that may have an anomalous reading in it.
Okay, so while you're doing that, we'll jump cut back to Lieutenant Edditoo. Your diagnostic has come back,
Okay.
and through all of your work, you're actually showing um, a non-patterned inconsistency in the neutrino gradient coil, the pathway to and from. You're showing an inconsistency outside of Starfleet norms that is not there. There doesn't appear to be any discernible pattern to it.
I'm going to hail the commander.
Okay. Cheep.
Commander, I'm down in engineering running a diagnostic on a shipwide diagnostic, and there's a non-patterned irregularity in the neutrino control
Gradient coil.
gradient coil. I'm going to be investigating that further.
That's interesting news, Lieutenant. I would suggest a level 3 diagnostic at least, as the Commander Sakel would like this little matter sorted out sooner rather than later.
Yes, ma'am.
I will cut my badge as well, and Dr. Tran to Commander. I can't remember your name.
Javani.
Draaxun.
So just Commander Draaxun.
I was just off the screen for a bit.
Right.
Commander Draaxun, I just noticed some kind of energy dissipation coming from the neutrino gradient coil console here in engineering.
Huh. Wow.
If this is unpatterned, then maybe we're dealing with some kind of energy-based life form.
Well, that was what I was thinking, Doctor. I'll meet you in engineering. And I head down to engineering.
Okay, so
Jim,
as you close the comm with the doctor, your comm badge beeps with what did we name him? Tavel. And Tavel chimes in. Tavel to Commander Draaxun.
Commander Draaxun to Tavel. What have you got for me?
Our diagnostic has complete, and we found some rather interesting results. If you would please proceed to the computer core, I would be happy to show them to you.
in engineering. Is it ridiculously urgent, or?
Well, ma'am, I would like to speak to the abnormalities that we did find in the thermal particle regulator, as well as the multi-phase gradient grid.
I will be there in 2 shakes. And I tap my comm badge.
I love techno
Commander
babble.
Draaxun to Dr. Tran.
Come in, Commander.
Doctor, the diagnostic team in the computer lab has come back with some quite a lot of abnormal findings, not just in engineering but in other parts of the ship. Is it possible to leave you two and Lieutenant QaQ'n to investigate this possible life form or energy reading within engineering as you two are there, as I head back to the computer lab?
Well, we can. My thoughts are that we would start examining the particular this particular system, the neutrino gradient,
Yep.
until let's see if there's been multiple unpatterned flows between engineering and here, then maybe that's some kind of home base or some kind of nest equivalent, maybe.
What I'm asking, Doctor, is if you and Lieutenant QaQ'n can handle this on your own. Do you need my assistance? Do you need my guidance? Or am I available to go back to the computer lab?
Well, if we need your assistance, we can always call you on the comm badge. I think we've got this for now, Commander.
Check in if you need me. Commander out. Lieutenant Tavel.
Yes. Are you comm badging or are you going to the computer lab?
Going to the computer lab.
Okay, so you're in there.
You know, on my way to the computer lab.
Gotcha. Okay.
Sorry.
Yes, Commander, over here. And he kind of ushers you over, and what he's showing you is a bunch of engineering jargon. You're not from it. Like, it looks... If you weren't a linguist, you would know it. Like, it looks like a foreign language to you completely. You would be... You're completely lost. And in him noticing that you are doing your very best to hide that you don't understand what you're seeing, he chimes up. As you can see here, Commander, the thermal particle regulator is having a wave variance that is it seems to have a rather consistent rhythm to it. Starfleet records don't have anything on file showing such a consistent, for lack of a better term, inconsistency in the energy flow there. And then if you look over here at this terminal, and he kind of fades over to, like, opens his arm over to a terminal to the left. The multiphasic gradient grid is actually showing a very similar rhythm to it, if you will. Again, nothing in Starfleet protocol or Starfleet records show anything of this sort having happened. There is no designated response to this kind of abnormality, nor is there any known cause for it.
That is unusual. Dr. Tran, he mentioned that he saw a strange light in engineering that seemed to just fade away. And they have had a similar abnormality down in engineering. In, what was it called?
The neutrino gradient something. Coil.
In the neutrino gradient coil. I am not an engineer, as you know. I was previously a security officer. I know how to take down a living thing, not a computer. So, does any of these systems have contact with that coil and its system?
They That is intriguing. Yes, they would cross over in certain energy flows, but only if we were at high warp would those systems really need to talk to each other.
Interesting. How long have these abnormalities been occurring for? Since we've got back at the station beforehand?
So he says, if I may, Commander, and he starts typing on the terminal. It it looks like between our encounter at our last encounter that caused the damage to the ship, and somewhere between there and here is the time, there and coming back to the station and docking, is the time that these irregularities started occurring.
Lieutenant Tavell, this is going to sound like a peculiar question, but I believe that you might enjoy such a problem to solve, if that is okay to say. We downloaded a plethora of information from one of the planets. Is it possible that something that was in their system, whether it's a life form or a piece of data or a coded program, could have been downloaded from their systems to our system and be causing this issue?
Well, Commander, anything is indeed possible.
But with your Vulcan mathematical knowledge, what is the probability that this might have been the issue?
Ma'am, according to my training and my studies, the probability is beyond astronomical. It by all laws of physics that we know, these systems should not be able to interact in this way on a consistent basis at all. But as one of
Lieutenant Tavell, you legitimately just answered my question.
Indeed, Commander.
I hit my comm badge.
Mm-hmm.
Lieutenant Edditoo.
Yes, ma'am.
It has been discovered up here in the computer labs that a couple systems have been showing the exact same abnormality or regularity in their communication waves. And they seem to be communicating with your system, one of your systems down in engineering. I will be down there shortly. I'll bring a data pad with this information, and maybe you can make more sense of it than I can. But I am unaware if Dr. Tran has expressed this to you, but he seems to have spotted something engineering and believes it could or may be some sort of life form. So this needs to be handled with some great care, both on the engineering side and as a Starfleet officer.
Understood.
I'll be down there shortly.
So as you close communication, you notice a tiny flash of light. Again, that's very similar to Dr. Tran's over at the terminal that Tavell is working at. Again, it's just out of the corner of your eye, so you can't make it out clearly. But when you turn to see what made the light flash, you see Ensign Tavell is on the floor and quite obviously incapacitated. And with that, we will fade to black and go to commercial.
Ah!